Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northern Line Plays Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH. We are moving in, we're moving out, we're hands up, we're hands down. We're back up, back up. Tell me what you're gonna do now. That's right, we're rolling on win 33, hopefully 34 here. JSZP 2Q. Not the letter Q, but K-E-W, the way it is phonetically pronounced. I have to be honest with you. Our starting stats, according to the stats screen, were really bad. We had a 1 in everything. Easy to keep that in the old brain cache, because we only actually have to remember one number across multiple different axes. But honestly, I think the stat screen is somewhat misleading. It really seems like at least our rate of fire is better than the worst possible. I guess 1 is not the worst possible. Maybe you can have like a fraction of 1 that just doesn't show up. Spider Butt is okay. Little Chest, maybe okay. 3 Spirit Hearts, actually pretty bad. But I knew it was coming, and I was like, we gotta get prepared for it. In the end, this is probably not going to end up being worth the risk that I'm taking, but I was like, you know, there's a chance we could get a Spirit Heart out of fires. It does happen from time to time. I hate doing this level of due diligence, as you can probably guess, but we got 1 penny. Honestly, 3 Spirit Hearts is not horrible, it's just not very good. I do have Shiny Rock as well. Spider Butt is fine. Great? No, not great. I didn't say great. You may want to get your hearing checked. Go see an audiologist or something like that. Go see my favorite movie. The Hottie, the Naughty, and the Audiologist. It's probably pronounced differently. Audiologist? I don't know. I know we have Spider Butt. I'm kind of saving it for like a potential kill shot, or if there end up being a couple dips on the screen. It's not like we're gonna get a battery charge accidentally on this room and, you know, have something of value to get there. Almost walked into that guy. Don't charge me, don't charge me. That's right, make a dip. Don't charge me. Don't charge me, make a dip. Okay. HP. HP is big here. Nice, HP plus luck. Our damage is acceptable. Like, our DPS is acceptable for now. Of course, I would like it to come up a little bit. But HP was extremely important so that we didn't just end up dying. So I'm pretty happy about this. We do still need to go to our item room. This would be a great opportunity to give us a DPS upgrade. Poor play. I was looking around and I was like, where the heck do we do this? Where do we stand here? Oh, shiny rocks. Wait a minute. That other rock shined as well. This one right here. Do you think there's a crawl space there? I'm not going to be able to get... Yeah, they're still shining. There could be a crawl space or black market there, so we got to check. Bombs? No bombs. That's all right. When we get bombs, which we hopefully will, we'll come back there and check that out. I got to be honest, shiny rock can be pretty good. We don't use it very often, but it can be pretty good. But where the heck is that monkey's paw gonna factor in? This is a real bummer. I was like, we go into the shop, pay 5 cents for a bomb, blow up that area that gives us 2 bombs, and then we get the crawl space and we get the black market. This is a little risky, but perhaps we end up getting Anarchist Cookbook here, and we decide that that's how we want to live our lives. Not Anarchist Cookbook, we actually just got 2 bombs. That's lovely. So the first thing I think you do... Oh, I forgot we haven't been in this room yet. The first thing you do is trade 1 bomb for 2 bombs. Maybe the first thing we actually do, though, is go to our item room and see what's going on in there. Another bomb. Little chest has given us the devil card. We're going to save the stars, so we might as well use the devil card. Where the fuck is the item room? It's getting a little ridiculous. Hopefully I didn't pass it and just missed it. Okay, another key. I'm not going to complain anymore. This is fine. Stars card more valuable, I suppose. It was up at this point, and then there was, yeah, 2 bombs for the price of 1. Possibly a secret room in there, but I think having 4 bombs is, maybe it's more important, maybe it isn't. Did we go to the right here? We did. Oh, we went to our item room, but it's telepathy for dummies. Okay, disregard. I'm dumb. I remember now. I don't think we want telepathy for dummies. Spider Butt is a little bit better. Maybe a lot better. We're taking our time on this floor because the first floor is the foundation of the entire run. And right now, it's actually pretty good. I want to see what this is, of course. It is a crawl space of some sort. We got a Spirit Heart. Let's see what we got in here. It's not a black market, but it is chemical peel. Honestly, I don't really like dealing with this room. That was a bit of a waste. A lot of a waste, potentially, but that's okay. Chemical peel. Chemical peel is fine. So we'll leave this floor. We could use our bombs to blow up a donation machine or something. I don't think it's that relevant. Just checking to see if there was still shiny rock business going on in there. Still got to be a little bit concerned about our HP because we are coming at this from the perspective of probably taking a deal with the devil, which means that red heart basically does not exist. And of course, that's an oversimplified way of looking at it, but that's the way I see it right now, is that red heart is not long for this world. We can use it for a while, but it's not going to stick around forever. We'll stick with shiny rock for now, against my better judgment. Monkey's Paw might be safer. I'm just going to star his card immediately. Of course, it's more valuable as a teleport card, but I kind of wanted to pick up whatever we could get as soon as possible. So we took what we could get. We looked at each other with the big brown eyes. Said you ain't seen nothing yet. We should be safe here. Yeah. Still, this room gives me a little bit of fear every single time, but got through it just fine. So Deadeye is really good to pretty good, depending on what kind of synergies we have going on, but obviously so far is doing some good work for us. It gets better. Oh, that was bad. It gets better as our damage gets better. Oh, big misses there, unfortunately. It gets better as our damage gets better, but I'm content with it, you know, with our relatively meager starting damage as well. That doesn't really bother me. At least we have some damage with which to build upon here. So the Hermit card is important. That is, you know, potential teleport in the future. Teleports are not only useful for getting, you know, into or out of, or mostly out of, I guess, boss rush. Can't really get into boss rush. That'd be an interesting, you know, rune or card to have, though. Got more HP, which I maybe shouldn't have taken yet, but it usually ends up not mattering. We get Succubus. Okay, we're actually in a really, really good spot now. Let's take some time to explore this floor. A Hangman card would be lovely. There is a Tinted Rock. Should be able to put this down just fine. Probably have to do another loop to get it, but that's okay. One bomb for a Spirit Heart, still a great trade. For us right now, at least. And we'll try to make that last as long as possible. Absolutely, Boss Trap Room. Honestly, I may be in the market to just get the hell out of here. Teleport into our shop. Ooh, I actually like this a lot. So let's start cracking these. This is a chance to get a big swing, and there it is. Cricket's Head is worth the cost of all consumables on this room. Even if we don't end up getting anything else, and we got the ability to fly, it was worth it. So this room not only was great, but may actually now pay for itself. So let's save our Hermit card. And that's why you don't just go down to the next floor. And I realize that I'm preaching to the choir. I'm the one who's always going down to the next floor out of laziness when I probably should be avoiding it, but on this floor, we have gotten an absurd amount of benefits from sticking around. And unfortunately, we don't have 2 keys to get into this room. And by unfortunately, I mean maybe thank fucking God we don't have enough keys to get into this room. Because it gives us a very good excuse to not go to potentially a reroll room after putting in a lot of work. You know what? No shiny rock, so we can be pretty confident that there's no crawl space in there. Although I could have shot some of the TNT as well. We're going to be a little bit behind schedule, but we're so much better than we were a floor ago. And you know what? We do have 2 keys, so perhaps against my better judgment. We got a luck upgrade. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's go check out our not curse room, double key room. It could curse us, or I could curse it, maybe, once we see what's inside of it, but let's take a look. We got a bomb. Secret room? Nope. You know what? You can get Steam Sale out of these guys sometimes. Money, of course, but Steam Sale also. Ooh, we're at 15 cents. Let's hermit it up. Got a 7-cent PhD. I think that's good. Comes with Relax. And I'll buy a key. We could have bought a Spirit Heart or something, but I think the key is valuable just to give us peace of mind for the next floor. So honestly, we are completely safe. I just said pizza of mind. Peace of mind. Do you think there's a pizza place called Pizza of Mind or Pizza Mind? I guarantee there's probably both. But that's, if I opened a pizza restaurant, that's what I'd call it. I would actually call it something vaguely like Italian fusion sounding. Like saying salami. No, this is... But I think it just lends it an air of authenticity, you know? Oh, okay, we will take blank card. Even though it's not useful for us right now, it may well be in the future. I think if you open a pizza restaurant, It's one of the very few restaurants where I think you can get away with calling it Your Name's Pizzeria. But your name has to be like... It has to sound authentic, is I guess what I'm trying to say without being too offensive here. Like, if you opened a pizzeria, and your name is, like, Tony, I think people will give you a little bit of a pass there. But if your name is, like, Donovan, you open a place called Donovan's Pizza, I think if you ask people, sight unseen, would you rather go to Donovan's Pizza or Tony's Pizza, they would probably say Tony's Pizza. This song is about a pizza named Tony. It's called Tony's Pizza. Anyway, all I'm trying to say with this, that was bad damage on my part, is that it's society that has a problem, not me. You don't know, maybe Donovan went to Italy and took pizza making classes. Or maybe he went to New York City and took pizza making classes, wherever they do pizza-based things. I would rather go to Donovan's Pizza. You know what? No, flip a coin. I'm not gonna let my perceived stereotypes of their names choose for me. I'm gonna let the Yelp reviews decide. That's the secret right there. Oh, NL, do you use Yelp? Of course I use Yelp. Who doesn't use Yelp in this day? Oh, Yelp. I will admit, by the way, if I owned a restaurant, Yelp would really piss me off. Because I think if you, like, if the customer perceives that you've slighted them, they're like, 1 star. 1 star. You see a lot of 1-star reviews on Yelp. Ooh. The bacon was slightly too crispy. 1 star. Yelp would piss me off as a business owner, but I think given enough of... Ooh, wire coat hanger's good. What makes you larger? I dispute this being a good pill, but we're going to head down to the next floor here. I think over a large enough number of reviews, it can be effective. You don't use Yelp? You go to like a new restaurant, new city? You just go, oh, the menu on this one looks good? You can't trust the menu. You need a mostly impartial third-party observer. Plus, am I not just like a Yelp for video games on occasion? I think that it'd be like a little bit of the pot calling the kettle black. You know, a layperson who really doesn't have any business being in the industry, giving their opinions on things and possibly affecting the economics of the situation. Oh, stop doing this. That sounds like me on YouTube, honestly. So I can't really be, you know, again, pot calling the kettle black. I think we should buy the other card. Yeah, that's worth it. And you know what? Now I will blow up our donation machine. And it's no hard feelings. I just want to pick up some extra keys to, you know, finance us here. Chariot. Blank card Chariot, sure, I think it's probably better. We'll also take Charge Baby. I think that is going to be good for us in being able to use the blank card more often. And all I needed that to do was give me an item, a key, or pennies that could become keys, and it chose to do none of the above, so I basically a pox on both your houses. User reviews, just in general, they kind of piss me off, though. We as a society, we need to be like, we need to teach a class in school, and the class is like how to properly review something you don't like. And the answer is, do not give it a 1-star review to compensate for people who have given it 10-star or 5-star reviews. I can't remember what game this was for, but it was for a game that's come out this year. I think it was Steven's Sausage Roll, actually. So if you're not familiar with Steven's Sausage Roll, it sounds like a game that I just made up, but it's a puzzle game from Increpar. I hope that is pronounced correctly. And it looks traditionally kind of ugly, but mechanically is supposedly amazing. One of the user reviews for this thing on Metacritic, for this thing, yeah, we'll take Bob's brain, is like, man, so many people giving this 10s, so many people giving it 1s. I would actually give it a 4, but I want to balance it out, so I'm going to give it a 1. And then it's like 3 of 8 people found this review useful. I'm like, what do you... That review is not of anything except the reviews of the reviews. What we need are user reviews. We need users to go review user reviews and then give them a 10 or a 1 and see how you like it. Okay, this is very, very unusual to me. I'm telling you, you want to... Ooh, it's tempting, I gotta admit, but you want a maybe not $1 billion, but $1 million startup idea? The first aggregate that allows you to leave reviews of users who have left reviews. So if you see one, you leave a review like, I always see this fuck giving stuff a 1. You know what? I give you a 1, mister. And then he'll look at that and he'll feel bad. and he'll be like, maybe I should start reviewing things in an appropriate fashion. Maybe a mild dislike for something doesn't equal a 1 out of 10. Or the other thing we could do is, instead of teaching this class in school, we could just change our educational standards, and then it'd be like, well, you didn't get an A on this paper, so I'm going to give you a 10%. How do you like that? Whoa. How do you like that? How do you like that? Blank card algaes. Huge. I mean, Tammy's head is a lovely item. Nothing but fondness for it, but it's not what we want here. I do miss it, though. And I'll admit, you know, HP-wise, we're in a little bit of a scary situation. Slightly frightened. But, blank card algaes does a lot to help us out there. And to be fair, we do have a good setup for boss rush. We don't have a teleport, but once every 2 waves, we'll get algaes charged up. So we're effectively invincible during boss rush. So we might as well at least endeavor to try it. And if there's an item in there that seems to be worth the squeeze, then we'll take a run at it. It's another not really a metaphor. What's the word I'm looking for? Euphemism? Not really euphemism. Watch out for Bob's brain. You're getting very close to killing yourself here. I can't remember the word that I'm trying to think of here. It's not like I'm losing, you know, I'm having like some kind of clinical aphasia. It's a complicated English word. It's an English word that's not used very much. But it's basically a turn of phrase, but it's a more elegant way of saying it. It's a Fraser Crane-esque way of saying it, turn of crane. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Here's my problem. I understand is like, is the reward worth the cost? However, I mean, if the juice isn't worth the squeeze, you still got that unjuiced orange sitting there, right? What are you going to do with that? You're just going to eat it? You're still getting the juice. You're still putting in the work. I mean, you're not squeezing it, but that doesn't mean, you know, you're not putting in some effort in your own part there. No stars. I give this a 1 out of 10. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Please God, yes, thank you. Let me go to the shop. You know what? This is a great blank card algae situation. There's enemies still alive here? No, they have to be dead. I don't buy it. Yeah, okay, they're gone. Well, big bummer here, but we're probably going to get at least a decent amount of keys. And the money's not bad either. But a little disappointing we weren't able to get an extra spirit heart out of this. It's kind of the whole reason I went there. But we did get a holy light from our item room. That's extremely important. Really gonna help us out here. I honestly don't need the help that much. Like, I mostly just need to play better. I got a little distracted with my earlier conversation about user reviews. I think I told this story earlier. It was about a year ago, though, that I would have told it, so it's possible that you weren't even here during those moments. Well, I'm showing up every single day. You're just showing up whenever it conveniences you. That's real rich. But Kate and I were going out to eat. Well, we weren't going. We were out to eat. And the dude next to us was really gleefully telling a story about how he jokingly left a 1-star review on a restaurant because he thought they were being racist towards him based on serving him the food that he ordered with a particular fruit as a garnish that could be misconstrued as a racist stereotype, except for the fact that everybody who ordered it in the restaurant also got this as a garnish. He was actually like, I gave them a 1-star review just as a joke because I thought it was funny, but I didn't actually think they were being racist. I was like, I'm sure that they looked at the review and they went, ha ha, this isn't undermining our small business's ability to make money. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You know, we come to the local community. We, you know, start up a big restaurant. We got 10 jobs that we've created for servers and dishwashers and stuff like that. You know, we've created a nice family-friendly environment that everybody can come to, and then you basically, that 1-star review lowered our overall reviews by like 0.2. And now all of a sudden, we've gone from being the 20th best restaurant in the neighborhood to the 43rd. And people don't come here anymore. So you're real funny there, Jeff Foxworthy. Great joke. I think people, the customer is not always right. I don't even think this is controversial. Sometimes, and you'll know this if you've worked in retail. And, you know, even though I only worked in retail for weeks, literally like 6 weeks, and it wasn't even retail. It worked at a Goodwill, like a thrift shop, but the customer is very often, if not just, you know, ignorant, sometimes the customer is maliciously wrong in the hopes of, I don't know, ruining your day, making their day better. Sometimes, you know, they want to get a deal or a coupon, or they want to make a self-righteous Facebook post about how they were mistreated, despite the fact that they've never experienced true persecution in their lives. It said, myself included, to be fair there, but, you know, sometimes businesses can be dicks, don't get me wrong. But the righteous anger of a customer who believes that they're scorned it's very frustrating to me. Went into McDonald's. This is a true story, even though it sounds like, you know, I'm doing a stand-up comedy bit. So I went into a McDonald's last week. No, it wasn't last week. It was like probably 3 or 4 months ago. And this dude came barging in. And he was like holding up a half-empty box of French fries. I don't know if he ate half the French fries or if the story that he purported to be true is actually true. But he walked in with half a box of French fries and was like, why did I wait for 10 fucking minutes just to get half a box of French fries? And the poor, you know, like 15 to 16-year-old girl behind the counter was like, oh, nothing in training prepared me for this, right? He was just being like super belligerent over that. And you know that when he tells that story to his, you know, friends, he's going, ugh, the worst. I went to McDonald's last week, waited 10 minutes, then they only gave me half a box of fries. He's probably leaving out the part where he terrorized and like traumatized this poor service worker, you know, in their first job out of high school, trying to make himself look like the good guy. But unfortunately, I don't think we really want anything in here. Like, Ouija board is not good for us because we have Spirit of the Night. You know what? The miter's probably worth it. It gives me more time to talk and be self-righteous myself without having any degree of self-awareness. But when they tell the story, they always make themselves look like the good guy, of course. And sometimes they are the good guys. Sometimes businesses are actually like assholes. And we all know many situations related to this. But I think oftentimes customers misconstrue the situation to make it about them being treated poorly as well. But first off, why can't we just be nice to each other? Secondly, businesses can't fire back. Because if you go on, you know, your Facebook reviews and you say, actually, you know, we have your receipt here, and you left a 0-cent tip, and you had our waitress said you had a pleasant conversation with one another, so she was very confused about the situation. Also, you drank 9 Budweisers and then yelled at your son in front of the whole you can't leave that, because then that makes you look petty. You gotta, one way or the other, you gotta be the bigger person, or else you end up with a Amy's Baking Company situation. Not that she was in the right, and, you know, anyway. We're getting nested internet culture references here. The moral of the story, as always, is just be nice in public, you know? There is an old adage that you can tell, you know, a person's niceness by how they treat the people serving them. I think there is something to be said for that. Whenever I see someone be rude to a waiter or a waitress, it's like, this is outrageous. They're just doing their job, man. You think you're their only table? You got, you know, it's polite, or at least within the bounds of politeness, to ask about where your food is or something like that. But if you go, hey, sweetheart, where's the cream filling? Don't say that. But that makes you kind of an asshole. But I think, you know, this is not a controversial opinion. Most people, I think, have this attitude. And I'm trying to, you know, not willfully misrepresent it either way, that I'm like a paragon of virtue. I may have accidentally mistreated people in the service industry, not to my knowledge, or not to my awareness. Sometimes, you know, you just get caught on a bad day or something like that. But people who make a pattern of it, it's very uncomfortable. You ever go out to dinner with somebody who's like rude to the waitstaff? It's very uncomfortable. You almost want to pull them aside and be like, I'm sorry, my friend is a dick. He thinks it is being a man. Part of being a man is being insulting to the waitstaff. I'm sorry. His dad was not there when he was being raised. He kind of thinks that the only thing that matters is holding some kind of social dominance over people. It's embarrassing. Hopefully he'll grow out of it, but maybe not. We'll see. Either way, this run, I hate the use of the word quiet, not to say, like, shh, be quiet, but, you know, when people are like, oh, it's quietly becoming one of the top runs, blah, blah, blah. But really, we did pretty much just stack up a bunch of Spirit Hearts, basically on boss rush and the floor preceding boss rush, and now this run looks like there's nothing that could really stop it. And it has been sort of quiet in the sense that, you know, Holy Light's great, but apart from that, our deals with the devil have been pretty absent, and, you know, Blank Card Algiz is good, and Battery Baby works nicely with it, but, you know, that's not something that allows you to kill rooms faster without the existence of an orbital like Sack Dagger or, you know, Cuban Meatball of Bandages, but, I'm kind of surprised by just how much this has really popped off just through like just through good circumstances, you know, circumstances where we have not taken as much dumb damage as we used to, and also lots of like minor good things happening in quick succession. Blank Card High Priestess is not useful in my opinion, not as useful at least. But this is, I mean, it's a great situation now. We don't really need money. We don't really need keys. I may fight Hush. I mean, we have enough keys to consider the Hush fight maybe useful, but maybe worthwhile. But I'm not particularly invested in it. But it's looking pretty likely this is going to be win 34 here. I do think we owe ourselves, or we owe it to ourselves to get a deal with the devil here. We are owed a deal with the devil is what I mean. Hey, man, you owe me this deal. Wow, this place is... Binding of Isaac, 1-star review on Yelp. I tried to load it on my Commodore 64 and it ran at 59.9 frames per second, 1 star. Okay, double key room. Bunch of poop. Don't take that comment out of context. I am very pro 60 frames per second. Don't get me wrong. I'm just poking fun. I didn't used to notice much of a difference between 30 and 60. After playing so many things in 60, I noticed a very distinct difference. Not to mention, from a video recording standpoint, it looks that much more fluid. But anyway. I mean, I'm trying to think of, like, what happens on this run to be noteworthy. But really, it's not that it's not noteworthy. It's just kind of, like, a little bit par for the course. You know, we're getting, like, plus X damage per floor. We're not taking any damage per floor. And we're, pretty much unstoppable if that trend continues. You know, we're in a very stable equilibrium with the game right now, without a doubt, and that's why I figured, like, the Miter just cements that victory as well. I'm hoping maybe we get, like, piercing shots of some variety, Death's Touch, so that maybe we can make Sad Bombs that much better, and 49 Sad Bombs that are extremely good can get a lot of work done for us, so... We'll see if that ends up coming to fruition. But for now, it's kind of unnecessary. I was dumb. It's kind of unnecessary, but we'll see. Golden Heart paid out there. Again, pretty unlikely that we're going to need this many keys, but it is what it is. Will we fight Hush? It's hard to make a case not to, because we have 28 keys. I'm a little lower on damage, maybe, but we got 51 Sad Bombs. I think we should probably fight Hush. I'll go with this, the requisite if we're at full HP, or maybe like if we're off by 1 HP, because we can probably buy one on the shop to begin, or on the Hush shop to begin with. But if we're at that level of HP, we should probably do it. And it's not just to do it and like check it off the box and be like, we don't have to do this for a while. Instead, it's kind of more for you know, actually picking up some new items down there. So I think we should take Tapeworm, because we don't need any more keys, and having a little bit of extra range might be beneficial. We can stand a little further away. We did get a deal with the devil here, and I think you gotta take both. No. We have no reason to take Guppy's Hairball. It's very unlikely we become Guppy, so we definitely do not need to take both. If it was earlier in the run, we'd take both. But Rotten Baby is just fine by itself. Inside of our shop, Tier Detonator. Might as well get Spider Mod, and then we'll just donate as much other money as we can here. And we could get nearly to 600 here, which would be amazing. That is the highest our donation machine has been in quite some time. We're very unlikely to need anything else from this shop. The real bummer will be if one of our item rooms contains restock, but I don't know if that can actually happen in this situation. Alright. That's unfortunate. 2 active items. Oh, the wafer though, it's worth not getting that other item room. Of course, they're not mutually exclusive to begin with, but it is worth not getting that other item. We may... yeah, okay, I'll tell you what. Let's take the shears into the boss fight. And we will not be able to use the, like, reoccurring or regenerating algaes as a result of this. And we just won't use algaes at all then. We'll save it so that we can use it with blank card in the future. But, sure, I think we probably almost certainly do benefit from being able to, use the shears here. It might be deleterious as a result of the weird way that, like, ammo, or not ammo, but armor works on the Hush fight, but my guess is that it's probably, worst case scenario, a wash. Best case scenario, a huge help, so I think it's worth it. I mean, it's either that or take nothing, or take White Feather in and hit them once, when we already have Holy Light, which does, like, exactly the same thing. And I'm relying on these sad bombs because they get those Holy Light shots in them. And every Holy Light shot that hits is going to be probably like 10 times greater than our other tiers. So it does suck that we didn't get any piercing shots. But that can still come on the chest for sure. And this is like, I'm not going to say it's a guarantee, but it's borderline a guarantee at this point that we're going to get the win here. We just had like 4 Holy Light shots in a row. Bob's brain with sad bombs, and all of our tier effects is working nicely for us. Am I actually having a stroke? Because it really felt like the screen was drifting to the left there. That scared the shit out of me. You know what? If I can teach you something, this happened like 2 summers ago in Vancouver, but there's like a really big stroke awareness campaign. You know, people, it's not cool to talk about. Is oh, I'd rather talk about motorcycles or something like that, but. You know, heart disease and stroke, some of the leading causes of death worldwide. At least you should know the symptoms of a stroke so that you can call the hospital if it happens. And I think it's like every 10 minutes or every half hour that you go untreated while having a stroke halves your recovery success chance. So the faster you get to the hospital, the better. It's FAST. That's the acronym. And also the consequences. The acronym is FAST. F, if your face is drooping. A, can you raise both arms above your head? S, is your speech stunted or slurred? Don't call the hospital on me. Sometimes I mispronounce things, and Isaac is not... like I said, don't call the hospital on me as if it's like, yo, don't narc on me, man. Yo, if I want to have a stroke, I can have a stroke. But then T, time to call the hospital. FAST. Face, arms, speech, time to call 911. There you go. I've done my public service announcement today, and you might say that's some lame commentary, but not that I consider myself a great arbiter of knowledge or something like that, but I like that, you know, they say you learn something new every day. I like to help you do that. If you didn't know that, there you've learned that. And if you already did know that, I hope you learned something else. I don't know what it could possibly be, though. There's a spirit heart back there. The bounds of my laziness are limitless, but I think we should still probably go back and grab that. But I'm stoked to have the wafer. Stroke is scary stuff, man. Happens to people our age as well. Or I say our age as if everyone that watches this is my age. But, you know, I try to be aware of it myself. I have higher than normal blood pressure for my age range. Partly, I think, because I have to spend so much time on the internet. And, you know, you read things and you just put your head into your hands. And then I think each time you do that, your systolic pressure just goes up by like 0.1. It adds up. So I like to be aware of this kind of stuff, and if I can help spread that knowledge, who knows? If it gives a 10% chance of saving one person a little bit of neurological discomfort, it was worth the 2 seconds that it took to explain it, I think. Let's just go grab this, and we'll definitely pop algaes immediately here. Now, don't say I never did anything for you. Might have just saved your life. But you can't really say that either. It's like, hey, put down the potato chips. Start eating some broccoli. Might have just saved your life. Now, you still got to do the work, okay? Everyone knows this at this point. But I'll take responsibility for it either way. We actually got the Bob transformation. We also got Ipecac and Bomber Boy. But Bomber Boy, I did not know this until just now, but Bomber Boy does not fuck you with Ipecac, which is actually extremely good news. And I think that, as we saw a few runs ago, Succubus is exceptional with high damage, and our damage is very high right now. Is so high, is high above me. It's so lovely. So on big rooms, we can use bombs. Each bomb fires out like 50 Ipecac shots. Not 50, but a lot. So we really cannot be there when those bombs land, or we're done. So we're very lucky we have the wafer. It actually allows me to kind of fuck around with these sad bombs, which is kind of hilarious to me. It's probably like the most effective sad bombs we've ever had. But also, we just cannot use them. It fills every corner of the room with despair. So we got Mr. Boom for no reason. Bumbo, probably not going to get any benefit out of that, but that's okay. Dead Sea Scrolls, not really interested in getting whatever you could possibly give me there that is unlikely to be particularly beneficial. I almost can't even... Oh, that was Bob's Brain. Okay, so you can't win for losing. Sometimes Bob's Brain is going to hit you as well, but it's okay. This is one of the strongest runs we've ever had, for sure. If I had Pyromaniac, I'd be using sad bombs all the time. Do you notice that for the first time in human history, I actually said Pyromaniac instead of saying Pyro, I mean Pyromaniac? It's progress. Ooh, secret room. I placed a bomb and immediately... Oh, you know what? There, that's the ticket. Okay. We place the bomb. As it explodes, we run into the center of the map. Or we run into the epicenter of the bomb. That's the secret right there. Let's try it. Look at that. Textbook. We can actually... I would love to do a whole run like that, but it is effectively already over here. I got hit somehow. I think that was a tier. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.